I've been getting on these dudes with this pause shit.
We got to stop pause, right?
Bro, anybody that's using that terminology.
We recording? Yeah. Okay.
Anybody using that terminology has dick on their mind. If we're talking about a motor, the building of a house, a trip, a football game, and we're saying things, you know that we're referring to that situation. So for you to say pause, when I say, yo, I had a problem getting the push rod in, pause. Motherfucker, I'm talking about a motor.
Like
why's your mind on dick?
Like that's a way that anybody would ever refer to sex.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Now, I could understand if push rod was like a common slang term for a dick. Okay, now you've got a good joke in your hands. And I'm so glad you're bringing this up because I got on Brick and Lush about this like a couple of weeks ago and everybody's acting like I'm a Nazi dictator as usual.
No.
And I'm like, no. It's a funny joke when it's funny. And when it's taken too far, it's like a sign of nervousness.
This what bothers me. I cannot watch a Dame Dash interview.
Oh, God. He might be the worst.
4 seconds.
Yes.
I'm like, bro, can you just have the conversation about the topic? Why is your mind, rest in peace, Aaliyah, programmed to every little thing that says something has something to do with sex?
A grown man who is against homosexual acts, which I would assume Dame Dash is, I'm sure he's fine with other people doing it, but he's basically opposed to that. Even just bringing it up is weird, right?
Yeah,
like you're talking about gayness all the time in environments that don't require it. I like saying it when it's unexpected, aka when everybody else isn't saying it. And I like saying it when it's actually funny. But honestly, this is a conversation that's been going on since the very, very early days of podcasting because rest in peace to Combat Jack. I remember that Combat Jack had to lay the law down. I'm talking 2014, 2015, the very early days of podcasting. There came a time where he basically told his co-host, hey, we're going to fall back on that. We're a bunch of grown-ass professional black men. We have a platform. We got to stop with this foolish shit that makes us look like a bunch of elementary school kids.
I'm talking to a dude. We talking about some regular shit. And I mentioned something, and he said, I said, now you know, pause. I'm talking about what I'm talking about. Why is your mind on it?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's weird, bro.
Yeah, and I say that as somebody who has the reputation of saying a lot of gay stuff. Personally, I think it's exaggerated.
Yeah, it's just not. And then it screws up the conversation. Because you really be into the subject matter.
Yeah.
And then out of nowhere, they take you from here to there. And you like, damn, bro, I don't know if I want to talk to you because I know where your mind's at.
And so much of podcasting, when you have like a 3-4 person crew, never mind more, so much of it is like sitting there, listening to other people talk and plotting on what you're going to say and when, you know?
Exactly.
And when other people are talking and you are just sitting there just trying to think of the moment where you're going to jump in and then your brilliant insight that you're bringing to the table is basically like, hey, what you just said could be conceived of as gay. I mean, is this necessary? I don't know. I feel like we got to be better than that sometimes.
Lush says it. And then he says it with this whole volcano raspy ass voice out of nowhere. Y'all be talking about, yo, man, did you see what happened such and such, such, or the rap battle and such, man. And then, you know, yo, man, he just jumped right in there, yo. And, you know, pause.
Look around the room.
Yeah,
Pause. Hey, I know that was like unmistakably gay. Let's talk about that for a little bit. I hate that. When the conversation goes from being about something to being about the pause.
That's it.
The pause is always less interesting.
Exactly. Because it shouldn't even been said.
Yeah. Now, that being said, last night, we had this guy come over and he's fucking me in the ass. See, I was just testing you. That was fake. That's not true, but I was just testing to see what you would say.
That might not have been fake. And see, you know.
See, when it's not expected, after we just spent a few minutes like laying the groundwork of there not being anything gay in this conversation, boom, just hit him with it.
I would have said put on your drawers. Pause. What are you doing?
Put on your drawers?
Yeah, because if you got your drawers on, he couldn't have been doing that to you.
You ever seen somebody pull them to the side?
Oh, no, I don't, bro.
Never mind, rip a hole in them.
That's panties, bro. Like, how do you seen somebody do that? with a man's drawers?
I mean, I could just assume how
I'm not assuming none of that. Assuming is part of pause.
assuming makes an ass out of you and me. Pause.
No.
No, that's
That means
that's not even really that gay.
ASSUME.
You know what white
Spelling
people
of the word.
White people would be saying, that's what she said. It's like useful in mostly the same scenarios.
You tired, man.
Tired?
Yeah.
Not really. I've actually been getting a lot of sleep lately.
Look like you kind of tired.
No, because for so much of my life, I was like, well, the last like year or so, I would get back there in the back house. My girl go to bed at like 10. I go in the back house. I beat off and smoke weed and play poker for like 2 hours before bed. I end up going to bed about 12:30. Lately, I put that to the side. Now I'm going to bed 10:30, 11, getting an extra hour of sleep. And I think I'm sleeping better because I'm not like smoking myself to death and just hyping myself up with the poker thing. You know, it's very exhilarating. Really gets you going. I don't think that's ideal for sleep. So I've got like a new sleep schedule and I feel pretty strongly about it. I'm getting up a little better, feeling a little bit more rested, no desire to take a nap. I think it's good. The gangbanger version of pause would be you freaking out about me just saying something about taking a nap. No, I'm just saying, no, that's like, there's a gangbanger version of it too.
Question?
Sure.
Because you and your wife have the business together. Plug talk.
And I got a hat. I got a hat.
Does that slow down sex at home?
Sure.
Is it like not that super important because you guys do the plug talk sessions?
I would say, yeah, sometimes, you know, it's like it being a work thing. It feels kind of less important to do that when you get home. I feel like intimacy with us is like, a lot of times it's like bonding over watching New Girl together or, I don't know, talking about the kid. That's like bonding for us, you know?
Is it at a point to where you guys need a third person?
No. If anything, I would say that we're more focused on one-on-one. Speaking of one-on-one, really a terrible transition because I'm about to refer to a podcast with a whole group of people. You went on prominent Raza Mexicano podcast, Hater World, last night with my man, Loose Cannon, and you went to war. You've been a very controversial figure in these Raza streets for a while now, and I saw that you pulled up big-ass entourage, not playing any games, and you stood on your 10 toes. That's the word on the streets.
Have you ever seen me retract from anything that I've said? I ain't ever seen you do it. That's one thing about this building. On this show, you will never see the 22 store of the Rooster retracted. If we said it, we said it.
Well, hey, if I'm wrong, I very much value people who change their mind publicly, and if I get something wrong, I'm happy to say that.
If somebody presents something to you
sure,
to show you was off, yeah, we ain't got a problem saying, okay, well, that wasn't
huge amount of respect for that. Yeah.
But once you say something, you know that's how you stand. I tell people, bro, I don't know, that white guy is not no punk. He'll sit right in front of you and he'll look you right in your face and tell you, that's what I mean, that's what it is. So Luce called me and said, yo, man, this podcast, whatever, it was the essays, and they think we racist. I said, we're not racist. He said, well, let's do the show. I'm way in Los Alamitos.
So this was spur of the moment thing. Oh, okay.
I'm in Los Alamitos. Like, could you be here at 4? It's 1:45, 2 o'clock. It took me 2 hours. They way in San Bernardino somewhere.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, I'm on the way. So I get there. We go in there. And when I get in there, I'm thinking I'm going in there to address that we're not racist. So I'm thinking it's kind of the burden of conversation is on our side. I'm not thinking that there's been some BS going on with them.
Also, birds of a feather, because Hater World does not get along with Compa Leader.
I found that out as I was there. So we're having an interview, and I'm putting some things in front of them. The 6ix9ine thing comes up. So I'm like, okay, that's cool.
Good topic from like 2 years ago.
I said, that's cool, but check it out. Cartel Music just gave him $6 million. and went and put his face up on a mural in Mexico City.
Now, the Cartel Music Group is not necessarily associated with the cartel,
Let me
right?
explain something to you. Cartel Music Group is not from over here.
Right.
Cartel Music Group is from over there.
Okay.
Nobody's playing with that name in that shape, form, or fashion. Nobody's going to a city like Mexico City that's controlled by the cartel, putting a mural up of 6ix9ine's face on the wall, right?
Uh-huh.
And nobody's giving this man $6 million,
Right.
right? And standing on the side of him, stone face, and not saying a word. See, them ain't label reps.
Okay.
Your label rep's gonna say, yeah, we represent cartel music, and we just signed 6ix9ine, and boom, 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 right? They sat there stone face, let 6ix9ine do his talking, to let everybody know what that was. So my disposition is, well, y'all sueños, that's cartel music. I ain't give him $6 million. I invoiced him to get paid. They paid him.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all got something to say to them? Since we talking about who's dealing with rap, I mean, I tell you who I dealing with. They danced, they were scared of it, right? He said, well, that's another politic. No, it's not, because all that intertwines. Because I'm another politic, because Thresse don't come out the Poirot.
It's not like it had anything to do with them in the first place. Like, it's another politic, yeah, but him dealing with the 9 Trey Bloods doesn't have anything to do with Sureños in California either.
It's a fact, right? So, you know, we go through that. We, what else? You know, we went through everything, and I'm gonna tell people in podcast land, know your IQ and know who you're dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? You just couldn't put anybody on Kobe. You just couldn't put anybody on, just because somebody knew how to play basketball, don't mean you could just put anybody on certain players. Adam, you know, like I know, steel sharpens steel. I'm better at this than I was the day I came, and the day I came, I was still good at what I knew how to do, right? So you can't just sit in the seat in front of somebody and you're not mentally ready.
So you're saying that they were not mentally ready to deal with the rooster?
No, they definitely wasn't, because they didn't do their research.
Right.
And you know, Adam, we'll take you way up the hill knowing it's an immediate drop on the other side. But we know what we're gonna do in the drop, right? That's when we start hitting you with things that you're not ready for. So at the end of the day, we left there great, them coming to the conclusion that, nah, we don't think you're a racist, right? I gave them 3 hours, right, of their live, and it was cool. So we leave, and I wake up this morning, and I went to the thing. Their comments are
yeah,
eating them up, right?
I did not listen to it, but I went to the comments. Definitely some people who felt like they didn't necessarily do what they were supposed to do, holding you to the fire.
So now my eyebrow goes. I'm like, why is there community? We gave your products, damn near 18,000 views on the 3 your biggest one since you've been open or whatever, your page. I'm like, why aren't they supporting you? Like, what's going on? So I go to Clubhouse. I said, hey man, I'm in these comments and they acted like they're not supporting it, something up. And I was a last spare of the moment thing, so my research team, they didn't even know I was going up there until I was up there. And they like, check your text. So when I go to my text, the little dude I called Beto or Gordo or something, right?
Backdoor Gordo?
Gordo, I called him Gordo, right?
Okay.
Because they had a problem with me mimicking.
Okay.
So you know what I did? I mimicked in front of him.
Okay.
Right? This dude, Blue Devil, is talking crazy about, I guess he been calling me police, he been calling me rats, everything. But during the podcast, that's like me sitting here with Snoopy Badass, right? And me not saying anything that I've been saying before I saw him.
I feel like people don't realize that a podcast is like a chess match, and you can't, and I don't know anything about chess, but you can't just like have your one move ready to go. Oh, you said this racist thing about Mexican people, and then just let you go without thinking about like, okay, what is Wack going to say in response to that? And then what's my response going to be to that? Realistically, you need to think this situation through to the point where they're ready for whatever you're going to throw at them. And you're not going to be able to do any damage by coming with a basic ass narrative that I can kind of imagine.
You know that, Adam. It's not going to work. So when I get him, I'm looking at these clips. I'm I'm like, yo, he didn't say none of this stuff, right? None of it. So
But he said this the same night, or this is like a while ago before?
he's been said this stuff,
Okay.
right? So in my head, I'm like, when he's shaking my hand, it's cool. He's want to take pictures, but now I'm listening to this dude. His energy was totally different. He's aggressive and all this. This dude was nice, right? Cool. Everything was cool. It was love. The dude, Droopy or whatever.
Droops.
Droops is cool. My man Beast, he didn't text me because they know if they text me something, I'm going to say it. He like, yo, Wack, tell the dude in the middle he's a bitch. So, I read it. Hey, yo, man, Beast say you a bitch, right? So, I said, oh,
You're
nah.
still hearing him in the mic?
I said, oh, nah. I tell R&B, go schedule a room for like 12:30 on the YouTube channel, right? And so I scheduled it. I said, Luce, that same dude that you send him the thing and get him in it. So Blue Devil pops in. You can pull it up. Blue Devil pops in, right? When he pops in, I'm talking to him. I said, yo, bro, you called me a snitch, a cop, and all this. You didn't say none of that, though, right? And I said, you also said Comparator knows where you're at, your location, but he ain't pulled up. I said, guess what? I know where you're at, your location. So I'm going to ask you, you think I'm a rat? You think I'm a cop? I'm asking you right now. Because I didn't know these things. If I'd have known these things, I'd have whooped your ass right there on that podcast. So I'm asking
verbally
you
or physically?
What?
Whooping his ass.
I'd have whooped his ass.
Oh, shit.
Right? He says, I don't remember. I said, then why did you shake my hand? And whoop? He said, well, when you walked in, you didn't seem like you was a cop or a snitch. Well, what kind of eyes you got? Because whatever you got, these dudes that's doing business with these undercovers, they need them eyes so they can see.
Right.
Right? So now you don't remember what you said. You don't remember nothing. But come to find out, dude's not really a real sureño. I guess the only one is the brother that just came home from prison. And I think he's perpetrating, and he's just going on with the flow. And this was his first bout with how real it can get at him. We've all been in situations where the shit could get real. You know what I'm saying? Quick, right? That situation you had with the Chicago dude, that was a real situation, right? But you end of the day, you're going to stand on what you stand on. So, I don't know, bro. I don't think they're going to continue to support that Blue Devil dude, bro.
Really?
Bro, I don't think so, because even yesterday, it was like a slap in their face. They're tuning like, yeah, Blue Devil's going to confront Wack. He didn't do none of that.
To be fair, his podcast is mostly him tapping in with his homies, people that he's already got good relationships with, and then also commentating on what's going on in the news. And a lot of people, when you just react to what's in the news and you talk about topics and stuff like that, those are not people who are necessarily building up the ability to go to war about ideas the same way that, like, I had to kind of learn through doing the No Jumper show and stuff like this, how to debate, how to, argue about something, because for years and years, I was primarily just interviewing. When you're interviewing somebody, you're basically taking whatever they tell you at face value, and you don't necessarily have like a lot to gain from being able to argue with them. And I feel like maybe that was a situation with Blue Devil where he hasn't been in that situation of having somebody come in and then really having to stand up against the ideas that they're putting forth that they might not agree with.
What he's doing is he's waking up, and anything that's out there, he's taking it, not researching it.
Right.
And if everybody's saying, okay, it goes this way, he's going that way. We're the type of people that look at it and say, well, this says different. This says different. Like Flacco's good. He'll challenge it. Regardless of what it is. Well, no, I see this and I see this. He just was going with the flow. And then karma has it, I end up in front of him.
But you have to do that shit if you want to get good at having commentary. Like, Vlad doesn't want to have you on his pod in order for you to just say the same basic ass narrative that you just read on an Instagram post that was 2 sentences long. He's like, people value your contribution if you're able to think outside the box, do research, find adversarial takes so that you can actually have a vigorous debate about something. So you're saying that he basically just kind of fell in line and just sort of let you say whatever. Because you are a spin artist. You could show up on damn near any podcast, and even if they fundamentally disagree with you, you're very, very good at controlling the conversation and creating a conversation and
would you say
crafting it to what you want.
Hold on, bro. See, I just speak my truth.
See, even that right there, I just said something very obvious, and you're going to make the conversation more interesting by objecting.
What you trying to do is you trying to justify people's weakness through my strength.
No, I'm saying you're a spinner.
No,
you
I'm
spin.
not.
You spin the block.
No.
You spin the pod.
No.
No? Spin the pod. That's a good title.
So me speaking my truth is spinning people. So what is it when you speak your truth? What do you call it?
Okay, but this is what people accuse me of doing, and I don't want to take credit for it, but people will say that when we're talking about a beef, that the material facts of what happened don't matter because I will quickly start spinning a narrative in which I'm the victim or whatever. I think that's bullshit.
Yeah, the material facts matter.
They do matter for sure, but a lot of times it's like in that argument with Ruga, he was basically trying to tell me that I'm fucked up because I said something offensive to the dude Wooski, and my response was, well, what about the fact that Wooski DM'd me talking about my girl and my family? Was I not allowed to say something disrespectful to him after he disrespects my wife and my kid?
Definitely was.
For me, exactly.
Yeah, once the gloves is off, they're off.
He was completely unwilling to engage with me basically saying this was a tit for tat. This was not like me dumping hate on him.
He wanted to call himself checking you.
Exactly. And I wasn't going to let it happen.
Gonna happen.
And there is part of me, I was kind of thinking, I'm like, there is another version of that conversation in which for the sake of having a civilized conversation, I took more responsibility than I actually felt like I should be taking in order for us to be able to move past that in the conversation. But given that me and him had already had some back and forth online and everything, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to fucking actually tell him how I feel about it. But to a lot of people, that's spinning the conversation. When in reality, that's not spin. That's just presenting further evidence. Yeah.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, when I'm putting facts on the table and I'm arguing the point, and they feel that they have no more points to argue, then they say, oh, Wack, you're spinning. No, I'm not spinning. Like, if I got more ammunition than you, that's on you, right? If you didn't think it through, or if you underestimated how I was going to respond to that, that's on you.
But you know who the most difficult to debate with person is the person who comes with facts, the person who comes with statistics. Because if you start arguing with somebody who immediately tells you, well, in fact, 80% of people from that type of, they do this or whatever, and you're sitting there and you don't have facts on deck because you're a normal fucking person that's used to arguing with people who are not super, super fluent in this. Like that dude Destiny, remember we did the podcast with him? He is a nightmare for anyone to debate with because he has an amazing memory. Whatever you bring to the table, he remembers a fucking article that he read 4 years ago that is going to provide a better example that could go in the other direction. That's a nightmare. I hate arguing with people like that because a lot of times I'm doing so much content that I don't really have it in me. And think about somebody whose job day in, day out is to talk about politics. They just know this one topic. It would be like somebody trying to tell you some gang shit.
It ain't gonna happen.
I already know whatever I need to know about this, so you're not gonna be able to spin me in that regard.
Not gonna happen. But a lot of times what I do to people is once they start talking to me about something, and the minute they say something that's wrong all the way off, I let them get all the way out there in the water, and then I'll bring them all the way back to what was totally wrong because they can't defend themselves against that. By the time they get through trying to figure out how they're going to get out of that, they have completely forgot whatever points they really made that was in their favor.
So I thought that when you went on Hater World that was just going to be you kind of accepting, hey, you've hated on me in the past. I'm going to come here, have the conversation with you, and we're going to be able to get past that. But you're seeing it the other way, whereas you feel like the shit that he said previously was offensive enough that now do you regret doing the conversation in general, or you just wish you had been better prepared?
No, if I would, you know what? I'm going to be real. The things I got going on in my life, my business, it was probably good that I didn't know.
Okay.
Or good that somebody didn't send me that text while I was sitting there and I heard that.
But would you be willing to go back for a further debate, a vigorous conversation?
It kind of happened today.
Oh, because it was on Clubhouse that you guys talked? No.
It's on my YouTube channel.
Oh, okay. You did it on your stream.
Yeah,
but he came into it. And that bridge seems like it's been burned. It got too hectic.
Well, I talked to his people, and his people was like, they was in agreement because they didn't know. They said, brother, you know, we the ones cover the building and all that. And he said, y'all think about it. We all showed up. We didn't know. What if you would have known and came in there on some ambush type shit? Like, we telling this dude, like, yo, bro, what are you doing? Dude came and showed a bunch of love and then gave us some pointers on things we could do, couldn't do. It was all love. It was cool. Like, what? It was zero friction. It was like not one time was anybody on the edge in there. So I asked the dude, I said, you think I'm a cop or a rat? Why you shake my hand? That's when he says, well, when I met you, I didn't think that anymore. I didn't understand that.
Because I don't think he could like identify, well, I read this and I watched this and that made me overturn my feelings about you before. Because, all right, previously, I know the Hater World dude has talked shit about me before, but at a certain point, you know, I became aware of his channel, started watching some clips, whatever, followed him, had a little conversation. I think we talked about me going on his platform at one point, although we haven't talked about that, or him coming on here, something like that. But, you know, if I went on his platform, I would just kind of be like, listen, if you're not going to bring up whatever you said in the past, whatever, I don't care. We could just have a conversation about whatever we're talking about.
I was oblivious to even who the dude was.
But if he was calling you a snitch, that's the kind of thing you can't just get past, right?
Yeah, you know, I was oblivious to who the dude was. I didn't know. I'm on the thing, Leo Loose. What's the name of the show again? Like, so I didn't know. Because I see like 200 on the wall. I didn't know if it was a 200 show. I didn't know what it was, right? So, but at the end of the day, it was a great live last night. But this morning when I woke up and I got to seeing those comments, I was like, what? Why are they comments going against them?
No, I gotta find this clip because look at
you guys got real street stuff going on both sides of towns, but like I know people from this side of town too, and they don't speak on Wack.
This is
like
Swifty Blue talking about you right here.
Like he thinks he's top dollar Don Dada, like shot collar. No. You know what I'm saying? You're not big dog like that.
Why do you think they call him 3 Finger Wack?
Okay.
Game, he managed range. He managed a lot of artists. So it's like it's. Tell me, look. Okay, we got Jose.
Oh, okay. Here we go. Here we go.
Okay, we got Jose. Blue Teletubby bend to the knee. Bend the knee to the back. Oh my God, Blue Teletubby. Yeah, that's from to the back. That's from Jose, dog. Thank you, homie. Appreciate it. God. Yeah, he's cited. Yeah,
this is Comparator and Swifty Blue.
Super gangster, keyword, net banger. Sides with the op just because he has a little conflict. No, yeah, that's the weakest movida he could have ever done. That's the weakest move, for real. 100%.
So even the people that don't like you, basically, I'm having a hard time finding the part I was trying to find, but even the people who don't like you are basically like saying that they felt like he didn't stand on business enough because from their perspective, you went to American Cholo's house, and we don't need to politic every single one of these situations because obviously we've already talked about it a million times. There was what they perceive as disrespect to Suede when he passed away.
Who is Suede?
Moneyside Suede, remember?
What did I do to him?
You basically were like saying things that they didn't care for when he lost his life.
He got killed in the joint, right?
Yeah.
So what did I say? What did he do?
I don't know. You said like, who is he? He's a nobody, some shit like that.
I didn't know who he was.
Right, yeah. But either way, it's like,
bro, listen. Hey, no, for real, this real shit. I know a lot of people be full of themselves. Hey, bro, if I don't know who you are, I know who you are. It's starting to get like gay to me. People are getting upset because I don't know who you are, right? You know, I didn't know what the hell a Lefty Gunplay was.
Right.
I was oblivious. I didn't know if he was white, black, from Chicago, Wisconsin, Crip blood. I know nothing. I didn't know who he was, right? Money, what do they? Like, it's like y'all looking for something. Yo, if somebody asks me, stop asking me about people.
Okay, but if somebody tells me, hey, whoop-de-whoop from Roland whatever got killed, my response is not going to be like, never heard of him. Must be a fucking rando. No, I'm going to say, damn, rest in peace. I don't know who he is, but damn, that's crazy. I probably wouldn't even say I don't know who he is. I'll probably try to act like I kind of know who he was. Let me tell you why I'm not going to
say it. Say that. I don't know if he's a rat, a child molester, a rapist. I don't know what he is. I'm not feeling sorry for nobody that don't need no feeling sorry.
But you don't even need to say anything in that case. You could just kind of be like, damn, I don't know him, but that's
Who
too bad.
Who don't need to say anything? Watch this.
You.
Me?
I mean, you don't need to jump out the window.
How about the person saying, why are you saying it to me? Did I bring the dude up? Don't bring up none of your dead people.
But the Suede thing, he had just died and you were in clubhouse room or something and somebody brought it up.
And I said, I don't know him. Who is he? I don't know nothing about him.
But I think you went beyond that a little bit.
No, where he get killed? Jail? Okay. Something happened. Was it a riot? No, they said his people got him. Okay, he did something.
I think he didn't want to pay up.
I don't know. But usually when your people get you, if that is what it is, usually when your people get you, you did something. So I'm automatically leaning towards he's no good.
But I think you're taking your people a little too literally, because I'm pretty sure it was like an old head that was trying to tax him.
I'm pretty sure you as a white guy don't understand I've been to the penitentiary.
Okay, but I have watched in-depth YouTube videos about this topic.
I don't talk about no in-depth YouTube
I'm just
videos.
saying.
I've been to the penitentiary.
It's like,
when
okay.
somebody tell me he got killed in a riot on a yard.
Okay.
That means anybody could have did it. When you tell me, right, the Sureños killed him, oh, he did something. At that point, me being an ex-convict is going to lean towards he did something he wasn't supposed to do.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean,
you as a person,
saying I'm not paying is, I guess, doing something you're not supposed to do. But also, a lot of us would call it standing on business.
Let me ask you something. Why was he paying? Was he paying because he told? Was he paying because he violated something? You know, people pay for different reasons. You wouldn't know this.
Well, from what I gathered, and rest in peace to Sway, because he was a great rapper and an awesome dude, but he, they're trying to get money out of him. They realize he's making money off streaming and whatever he had going on the outside. So old heads start trying to get money out of him. He basically says, nah, I'm not going. They killed him.
I mean, that's what you say. I don't know. And I think what you saying is some bullshit because you ain't supposed to know nothing about it.
Well, honestly, it hasn't really been widely reported on, but I have seen one dude who made some pretty in-depth YouTube videos about it. That being said, these are the kind of things. Who was the
dude? A white dude?
No.
A dropout?
A foo. Anyway, all I'm saying is that these are the kind of things that I think that they wanted Hater World to bring up, because if you are going to have somebody like Wack who's controversial in the Rasa community, you should probably talk about the things.
It's a reason
and it was
why.
live. They got a chat, right? The chat should have been going crazy with all these things.
It's a reason why he didn't bring that up. I was there 3 hours, 13 minutes, bro, on his camera.
I saw that.
4 hours total. We was there 30, 40 before they got started. So it's a reason why. One thing people know, you bring something up to me, I'm going to dig on it, right? And then sometimes it makes more sense that if something ain't right there, you bring it up to me, and I find it wrong, I'm going to exploit it for a long time. So if you bring something up to me and this dude snitched, did something crazy, right? I'm going to talk about that. So it's a good chance something might have came up with the dude. I don't know. But bro, don't come to me like, yo, Wack, man, what you think about Suede? I'm going to be like, who is that? I don't know him. I don't, just because you a fucking rapper. I swear to God, I'm starting to hate you fake rapping dudes.
But if I was
a lot of fake. What makes you a rapper? Can we talk about that? Well, not that you went and wrote a rap song, right? You fake rappers because you wake up, give yourself a name, get a tattoo on the side, on the middle of your forehead, and then you go write a song and do a video in your backyard and put it up. That doesn't make you a rapper.
Who is this aimed at exactly?
You're trying to be a rapper.
Who are you talking about right now?
All these fake-ass rappers who think you're supposed to know them. Every rapper went through a phase where people didn't know them. You went through a phase, bro, where people didn't necessarily know you for this type of platform.
You got to grind it out.
Right? So I'm like this. I'm not down there looking for y'all. Either I did some business with you, I know you, or you got a buzz going, right? But just because I don't know you doesn't mean anything. But why do they get offended when I say, shit, I don't know who he is?
See, that's the weird thing nowadays is that if you have a moment in time in which people are excited and interested in you and you have a video that gets 1 million views, all of a sudden dudes start feeling like they have a real rap career. Yes, I'm talking about you, Lefty Gunplay, when in reality, no, you had a viral moment in which people were interested in you. And then as time went on, they realized that you can't rap. And so they stopped paying attention.
Now watch
and for
this.
somebody like him, he's constantly living with the feeling of like, I'm a big rapper in his head. And
but he's not.
Everybody watching is like, no, dude, It's not happening. You're going to have to make some good music. He thinks that he can just skip the line and just be a big rapper. He thinks he like has earned that, but because you know what? He's mistaking the virality and the fact that people are interested in seeing you do some crazy ass tweaker shit for an actual music fandom.
Now, Adam, keep it real. At the time you said his name, he had did whatever he did to grab your attention, right?
For sure.
When you said his name to me, real, all trolling to his side, did I know who you were talking about?
I definitely believe that you didn't know, yeah.
I didn't know who he was talking about. Because you got to remember, while he's doing a million views on a YouTube, right?
Right.
I'm over here trying to figure out how many machines I need to do 50 containers a month. So my mind isn't on watch. You know, when you get there, I hear about you. If I happen to meet you one day, cool. And that's what that is.
You're busy doing real shit. You're on the phone with Amazon trying to figure out prices on 1,000 bottles of baby oil.
Hell yeah, because if they gave them shits to Diddy for a low cost, then I could make a profit.
But I'm assuming you saw the clip that Vlad posted of Lefty Gunplay making it clear, I'll never go on no jumper. Wack 100, Adam, they're pieces of shit. Or did you see the footage from the concert where his manager, the agent guy, Lefty's like getting off stage and his manager says something to his ear. Then he turns around, hey, Wack 100. Turns around like he's going to get off stage again. His manager whispers in his ear again. He turns around and no jumper, Adam 22, whatever. It's like, he's so tweaked out that he don't even know who he's supposed to be beefing with. He's got his manager gassing him up to go at people.
They exposed his manager last night too.
You did.
Well, they did. I mean, they forced me to.
Well, how so?
They like, well, yo, man, we say you say you talk to.
Oh,
your
so you called Bootleg Kev. Is Bootleg Kev mad about that?
He can't be. Bootleg not gonna be mad about that.
Okay, but you got him on the phone and had him basically attest to the fact that you got on the phone with Lefty's manager and
Bootleg Kev, the one called me for him.
Okay.
On his three-way.
Okay.
Right? So my thing is, what's the lie about? I don't get that, bro. If I called you and talked to you, I've never talked to Adam. I don't understand none of these people. It's weird. But the dude, what's his name? Blue Devil, like, yeah, can't believe him no more. Right? Like when I left there, my slate was clean. I just didn't know dude was talking as crazy. He was talking about me prior, so I had to have a conversation with him. Now, I talked to one of the OGs that control the building. So they called and assured me that, Wack, we didn't know that all that disrespect content he had, he taking that down.
Oh, shit.
Because you came and was genuine. You showed love. Like, your people was respectful. You offered to help. You gave us tips. Right? You know what I mean? What people were saying about you didn't check out with us. Because if I'm racist towards Mexicans, right, I know what my presence is going to do on that live. Why would I go help you?
If you really want to make great content and you get a racist, an anti-Mexican dude on your platform, I mean, that the door is open for you to make some great content by putting his ass on the fire.
You gotta have the right people there to question.
You gotta have the right game plan. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't, because if you got somebody that's like that racist, they're gonna come at you with some stuff that you better be able to debunk, contest, or answer. You know what I'm saying? When you wanted to bring the ex-Aryan guy.
Right. Garrett. We should still do that.
What did I tell you? I said, yo, I gotta bring my people to have that conversation with him. Because this is a dude who probably did all type of research that I'd never even thought about. So I have those. That's why we had Captain Tazariot and the other brother, right? You know, Tariq Nasheed, right? I'll let him have that conversation with those type of people. Because I know it's going to go biblical. It's going to go here. It's going to go there, that. Who's the real Jewish people, the 12 tribes of Judah.
If we're talking about my skinhead friend, he don't seem like he's over it. He don't give a fuck about all the racist shit.
No, but I'm saying no. But
if he was on that.
But yeah, but his knowledge.
The other guy. Oh, who?
The other dude.
The other guy that you came in the interview before, the politician guy.
Oh, Richard Spencer.
There you have it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm gonna put one of my people and let them have that conversation. they can't have that conversation with somebody that's just like totally racist against Hispanic. They're not ready for that. But I'm not the guy. And I think they seen that yesterday. And one thing, their crowd seen that, the subscribers seen that, yo, Wack's helping you guys out right now. He's giving you tips and pointers, and he's offering, I'm extending my resources. If that's what it is, you think I would have drove 2 hours in traffic?
Right.
If I don't like y'all? I went there to show you, bro, I'm not a racist, bro. I don't know who's driving that narrative.
Right. Definitely. Anyway, yeah, Lefty Gunplay.
You talk about black people all the time.
Love them.
No, you talk about them. Good, bad, all the time. Does that mean you're a racist?
I would say no.
Yeah, like, you know, and you know, whoever this other dude, I keep hearing his name. I don't know him. I don't know Suede. I don't know him to have anything against him. I don't know what he looks like. I can't tell you about his music. I don't know where he's from. I just heard he got killed in prison by his own people. And I said, I don't know him, and he must have did something. And I stand on that. I don't know what he did, right? But those guys have been to the joint. When you hear your own people that got rid of you, it's usually because you did something. That's it. Now, if you taking that personal that Wack's always talking about the Rasa, no, that's the Rasa asking Wack questions about the Rasa. Don't ask me no questions. Do you like pinto beans? Yes, but I prefer black beans.
I can get down with both. They're both pretty inoffensive.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, which they're gonna say, oh, you see, he likes black beans. Beans a bean.
Well, there's a lot of different types of beans.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, but it's like, don't ask somebody a question. Bro, if I don't like something, I'm gonna tell you. You're gonna know. You're not gonna have to guess. I'm going to tell you, and I'm gonna violate it and disrespect it in the worst way.
But if you knew Suede and disliked Suede, I don't think many people would really have an issue with you saying, yeah, whatever, who gives a f. But it's the fact that you didn't know who he was and that your instinct was to basically denigrate a random person that you didn't know.
I didn't even know he was Mexican. Money Sign Suede does not register to me off the top as a Mexican.
That is true. You probably could have listened to his music and you wouldn't have thought he was Mexican either.
I didn't even know they said a name. Who is him? I don't know him. Whether he's black, white, Indian, Asian, whatever he is, I don't know him. Period. Like, that's it. But these people, like, I'm gonna be real. The Sureños I came up doing it with, they wasn't this touchy. They wasn't this sensitive, bro. Like, these dudes are sensitive, or maybe they just like, ooh, okay, we got some content. Maybe it's that they are lacking content or things to talk about. And I touched bases with them over there.
That is a constant thing on the internet for sure.
I told them, like, bro, we're interested in you guys' culture, but you guys have so many restrictions of what you guys can't talk about because of your thing, right? You're forced to come talk about our stuff.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So at the end of the day,
because they don't have that many celebrities, let's be real. And they do, but
they do, but not over on this side.
And that's how Lefty Gunplay was able to like rise and sort of feel like a celebrity to them so early on, because they don't have that many huge rappers. So they're able to take somebody like him, who's basically a J-Cat, and they're able to sort of glorify him to the extent of treating him like he's this super big deal. Whereas to us, obviously there's a big deal between like Crip Mac and YG in terms of like, even though they're both very, very well known, it's like we're not tempted to draw a designation between them, because obviously one is a famous rap star. The other guy is a dude who's from the ground up making content on his own, which is really why Lefty Gunplay still to this day is pissed off about me saying that he was the Mexican Crip Mac to his face, which he didn't do shit about to his face. I told
you shouldn't have said that.
But it's so true, and it stands out.
Well, you know what?
But it's not fair. It's not fair to Crip Mac, because people love Crip Mac and they still love him. He's been out for like 4 or 5 years in the public eye. People love him. Lefty Gunplay, they're already over him.
Yeah, that's a fact.
It's over.
But I see what you're saying, because Crip Mac's delivery, the way he talks, the words he uses, his mannerisms, and Lefty Gunplay, a lot of his notoriety is the same thing. That's why I'm able to mimic him.
Right.
People try to mimic Crip Mac, the words he says, you know what I'm saying? And so it's like, but I mean, why be something that you don't want people to acknowledge you and recognize you for being.
Mm.
My man Stack Quo said, let me tell you when you know you made it. When they want to be you for Halloween.
Mm.
So, I don't know, I just think they in their feelings and emotions. But I see why their fan base was pissed off, because dude was talking crazy for months. And when I was there, he never addressed me about those things.
Mm.
So I get it. Their subs is all the way in the right.
Mm.
Now, I can barely read that without my glasses. That shit is in the air, damn near by the wall.
Mm.
So whatever's being said in the
okay.
chat, I can't see it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at the number, 1,400, 1,500, 1,700. I know what that means, right? But I couldn't read what it was.
Do I have your permission to invite Hater World onto this podcast so we can further dissect the situation?
Because especially the other dude, he real cool.
Okay.
The Sudanio dude.
Yeah.
Good dude. Because know what he said?
What?
Hey, brother, I heard a lot of things. When I went and did my research to listen to what they said, I didn't hear what they were saying about you.
Mm.
I didn't just read the clickbait titles and run with them. I pressed it, I listened, and I never heard you never once say you don't like Mexicans, disrespect the raza, never once. This dude is mad at me about Beast. Beast is Mexican. Lupe is Mexican. You should have stopped Beast. Ain't no stopping Beast on Clubhouse. You come off mute, you say what you gonna say. And it's not my business.
Mm.
First you want me out of their business, then you want me in the business.
Mm.
Which one is it?
No, I hear you, man. Now, that's crazy. It's too bad that it kind of went sour right away, because I would like to see you guys get brought together.
No, it didn't go sour.
Okay.
Because overall, it was great. The vibe was great. I told them I'd make a few phone calls for them. I did that this morning. I talked to the other groups. They called me today. So, I don't want to let one bad apple spoil your bunch.
Okay. I respect it. As long as, let's do a topic. We just talked about some insular shit that only a smaller percentage of the audience is going to know about. Did you watch the Mike Tyson fight, and how'd you feel about it?
I'd already got a text that he was going to throw the fight.
Mm.
I'm saying Mike ain't going to do the black people like that. This is important, especially knowing that it's going towards his record.
Mm.
Then I thought about it, paying Mike $20 million. I see they did a thing, they were saying Mike was worth like $3 million to $5 million, right? So I'm like, shit. They give Mike $5-10 million. He just might slip on a banana peel, right?
Mm.
So next thing I know, he comes to the ring, I notice the knee brace, right?
Okay.
So I go back to his training, right? I don't see the knee brace, right? But I've been watching Mike fight since I've been a kid.
Uh-huh.
You understand what I'm saying? And I've never seen Mike hesitate to throw a punch. I've never seen Mike stand in the middle of the ring. Mike's a guy that if he's paid to throw a fight, he's not going to know how to throw the fight.
Mm.
He'll throw it, but it's going to be obvious.
Right.
Like when Mike goes to swing, he doesn't pull back.
Mm.
You get what I'm saying? And I'm watching it, and then on the flip side, I'm watching Jake. Jake's in the middle of the ring with all the reach in the world. He hit him with one punch and back up. No, Jake had situations where he could have just drilled Mike. So I think it was like, all right, I'm going to do this, but you can't knock me out.
And Jake, even in interviews, basically acknowledged that he didn't go as hard in the latter rounds as he could have. He could have aimed for a knockout, and he just wasn't even trying. To be honest, the optics on that
now because we're
right, but the optics on that would be kind of gross. Do you really want to see Jake Paul knock this dude out when it feels like Mike Tyson's kind of doing you a favor by even showing up? Yes, he's getting paid well, but it's he's volunteering his celebrity. Can I play this clip real quick?
He slapped him.
Oh yeah, but he stepped on his shoe too.
It don't matter. So now we're talking about you're gonna duck the knockout.
Right.
Who ducks a knockout that you can?
especially after the slap. Yeah, okay, but check this out. This really colored how I viewed the whole
Return to
thing.
the ring. For this fight, you are setting a monumental opportunity for kids my age to see the legend Mike Tyson in the ring for the first time. What type of legacy would you like to leave behind when it's all said and done?
Well, I don't know. I don't believe in the word legacy. I just think that's another word for ego. That's just some word everybody grabbed onto. Now it's used every 5 seconds. It means absolutely nothing to me. I'm just passing through. I'm going to die, and it's going to be over. Who cares about legacy after that? What a big ego. So I'm going to die. I want people to think that I'm this, I'm great. No, we're nothing. We're just dead. We're dust. We're absolutely nothing. Our legacy is nothing.
Well, thank you so much for sharing that. That is...
Now, some people think it's kind of morbid that he gave what they perceive as like kind of a dark answer to a small girl who she looks like she's like 11 years old or some shit.
Is the persona of Mike. I know Mike.
Right.
He wasn't trying to be an asshole.
Right.
He wasn't being aggressive. His delivery, how he talks, he has this stone look about himself.
Right.
That will make you think he's trying to be intimidating. That's just him. He was actually being cool. He was mild-mannered, you know, but I think she handled it great.
This is the thing. Yeah, props to her for
she
keeping her
handled it
composure. But this is my thing. We're all involved in a project where we're all working to be something. If you're a rapper, if you're a podcaster, if you're a manager or whatever it is, you're just trying to like build yourself up so you can be this thing. And for most of us, we feel like we've got a long ways to go. Yeah, I have a reasonably popular podcast, but I could be a much bigger podcaster, et cetera. Mike Tyson, for like 20 years, knew what it was like to be basically considered one of the toughest motherfuckers in the world, beloved by so many people. He also knows what it's like to be absolutely destroyed and smeared in the media. And I think that all of that experience, as well as growing old and being almost 60 years old, has really shown him that this whole concept of legacy or ego, both of which he kind of mentions there, it's useless. And as he grows older, he's realizing that he's lucky to probably have another 10, 20 years, 30 years, who knows, on earth in which he can enjoy himself and form meaningful relationships, etc. But the proposition in front of him of you can go into this ring for 10 minutes or 15 minutes and you can, worst case scenario, get punched in the face a few times and they're going to give you this astronomical amount of money that is going to take care of you and your family and God knows whoever else for so many years. Legacy? You want me to turn down $20 million for legacy? Because I feel like I'm kind of constantly talking to people who like academics is a good example. He's very, very concerned with legacy, and he's very concerned with being known as basically the greatest hip hop content creator of all time. And I respect that so much. But I also feel like a lot of times when he and I talk, it becomes clear that my aspirations, like, yes, I want to make good content, but ultimately, I just want to be happy. And I can definitely see a version of my life that doesn't involve me scrambling day in, day out to create content. I'm not really concerned about legacy because you want to know why? In the BMX world, from 2006 to 2016, when it came to the media in BMX, it was all 22 Stir. It was like all me. Like I was the academics, the Vlad, and the Wack 100 all at the same time. There was barely anybody else who was even trying to play ball in this world. And I've been out of the shit for like 8-9 years. And you know what my legacy in that world is? I mean, do I hear him talk about me sometimes? Yeah, but it's like, who the cares, really? The world keeps spinning. And it's like, even if I go down in history as one of the greatest rap interviewers of all time or whatever, like, what the is that going to do me when I'm dead in the ground? Or even if I just take a step back from this, if I at one point look at my life and I'm like, you know what? I got enough money. I built something cool up. I got some other businesses going that are earning money on a consistent basis. Am I going to keep creating content if it's not really making me happy? Like, if anything, that's why people are like, oh, why don't you spend money on clothes or cars or jewelry or whatever? It's like, I'm preparing for a future in which the only thing that I want is to not have to do anything that I don't want to do. And
that's real.
I feel like Mike gets that. And a lot of people don't get that. They just like haven't really even scratched the surface of accomplishing something or becoming something in the public eye. And I think, somebody like Jake Paul is clearly like in the project of building up his ego and his legacy.
Yeah.
And to Mike, he's already been over that fucking mountain. Think about the way he was viewed in the 90s.
Yeah, it was bad.
Like, what the fuck does he care? No, but I'm saying like in a positive way and a negative way. I mean, he went to fucking jail for the rape case and he was smeared in the media and treated like absolute dog shit. Has kind of like gotten over that hump to be beloved again. And I mean, to him, it's like, you know, like once you're like so ubiquitous in the culture that one of the biggest Nintendo games of all time, you're like the face of it and you don't even care. You probably barely even played it. Like, who gives a fuck?
He went to doing stand-up.
Did the podcast for a long time. He quit doing that. Seems like, if anything, the problem I think for somebody like him is just even finding shit to stay excited about.
Yeah. But you know what? I don't think the only thing I've seen him do that he was excited about is his pigeons.
Yeah. Those tigers.
Growing marijuana.
Yeah. The most basic things that anyone could do. Almost nobody could be a championship boxer. Almost nobody could do
care about none of that
could do a
stuff.
podcast where they're sitting down with the biggest names in the culture. Anybody could raise some birds. Anybody can raise a plant.
Yeah, he didn't. Even when it came to boxing, I think that was just business what he know he had to do. But his pigeons give him his peace of mind. You know, he gives his pigeons Fiji water.
Really?
It's crazy. And you know, the cultivate the marijuana on the legal side of it. But other than that, you know, I'm used to, I don't know, it just didn't look right to me. The way I seen him training, I didn't see none of that in the ring. Like no mic attacks.
A lot of people brought up like his training footage and we're like, where is this?
Yeah,
in the ring?
This is what I'm saying. It just, you know, we always used to seeing Mike go to work in the ring as best he could. And we knew you can go to work because we watched you in the training tapes.
Yeah.
And in the ring, we didn't see any of that.
Yeah. It's kind of unfortunate.
Crazy.
But I mean, overall.
But shout out to that $20 million he got.
I'm not gonna lie, I fell asleep in the middle of it. I was sitting on my couch by myself watching it on
the
Netflix.
Best fight was
I
the
passed
chicks.
out. Oh yeah, the one before it.
Yeah, the one before it.
Yeah.
That was it.
The worst part of it was me sitting there thinking that I've basically devoted my Friday night to sitting on the couch watching this, and it was skipping so bad that I thought that was going to continue on through the main event, and then I fell asleep halfway through anyway.
You think it was? I see somebody filed a lawsuit.
Yeah, what is that?
I don't know. I guess they said
some goofy shit.
They wasn't able to enjoy the fight because it was buffering or something.
But that's like the number one way to get like a free little amount of media coverage is just claim you're going to sue somebody over like the dumbest shit ever. That it never stops working. Or you know what? The other one that we got to do more often is offer somebody money to like do porn. You always see that. If a woman gets famous for anything, a porn company will be like, we've got $1 million for her to do a sex scene. Obviously, the girl's not going to do it. She's not a porn star, whatever. And it's all over the media. It's in the news. It never fails. People do this all the time. Whatever. What's going on with the YSL Woody conversation? He hit me up the other day and he said he wants us to go to Atlanta to do a podcast with him. And he said he wouldn't charge if we go there.
He said what?
He said he wouldn't charge us if we went there.
You charged? He charged you?
He did charge me last time, yes.
I talked to Woody.
When?
2 days ago.
What's he talking about?
A few things. We talked.
Yeah?
Yeah. I sent him my number. Well, he DM'd me. So I sent him my number. And then he called. And I answered the phone and he was like, "Hey, bald head motherfucking nigga, you a motherfucker white in your motherfucking mouth. I ain't no motherfucking rat. I ain't no motherfucking rat." I said, "Yes, you are." Calmly.
How could he ever say he's not a rat?
22ster style.
Yeah?
I said, "Yes, you are." So you need to stand on that because that's where your clout is coming from.
Uh-huh.
You are the famous rat right now.
Mm-hmm.
Motherfucker, so we got to talking. And we talked a little business here and a little business there, you know. And I told him I'm proud of it.
For sure.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Feeding your family. I said you took a situation and turned it into a situation. When it comes to just me understanding this, you know how hard it is for a real nigga to get on? You know what I'm saying? And can't. And you got a guy that takes the stand and then took what he was doing, his punchlines, and create a lane to where shit, he just brought a Bentley.
Mm.
Right? So when it comes to that part of the hustle, you got to salute him.
Seeing him buy that Bentley, I mean, I don't know, man. Like, I feel like whatever money you've earned from doing all these 20 versus 1s and interviews and stuff like that, I don't think a $250,000 car or whatever is a safe investment. I don't think that's wise. I actually think there might be a day in the not so near future or not so distant future in which he wishes he had that cash. Because there's a lot of things that could arise, legal bills, etc., that might make you wish that you hadn't done that.
He probably, I don't know if he went and got him a home yet, or maybe somebody left him something. But we had a conversation, and he's a very interesting character.
Do you think his view of the world is changing now that Thug is out and he's maybe not going to have Atlanta to himself in the same way? Because I feel like at least some of the people that were so positive towards Woody over the last 6 months or whatever might not necessarily be as friendly as Thug sort of reintroduces himself into the hip-hop world. Realistically, we've heard almost nothing from Thug since he got out. He seems like he's taking his time in terms of returning to the public realm.
I hope I was saying Thanksgiving, but he better not let New Year's catch him.
Yeah?
Because if New Year's catch him and Ray J started dating Jennifer Lopez, it's over with.
What the does that have to do with Young Thug?
Anything that happens in the media, you see, remember how the Drake Kendrick thing was going on, or the Diddy thing was going on, and when the Drake Kendrick thing kicked, it fade out. Anything that happens, something's gonna happen. Always happens, right? They're gonna completely forget about Thug's release, what he went through, and the expectations or the anticipation for his music will be depleted.
I think that's true for a lot of people. I think that Young Thug is in the rare space where the hype surrounding him, he's just been so consistent musically and he's so important musically. Over the years, we've seen a lot of different artists from a Bobby Shmurda to a Boosie, et cetera, who get locked up and the public chants, free them, free them, free them. And then they get out and it's like they put out a song, first song does a couple million views, and then you fast forward 6 months and maybe they're not even hitting that anymore. I'm not
Bobby
really
waited too long.
It's true. I'm not really worried about that with Thug. When you go see Young Thug live, he has like infinite hit songs.
No.
He is so beloved as a person. Yeah, there's a chance that maybe this time away from the music will mean that his music's not as good.
His concerts.
I don't think, I know, but I'm just saying, I don't think
we're talking about music.
He could take another year off and then start dropping music, and I feel like the people will still be patiently waiting. He's the blueprint for so much of what is hot now.
I hate to say it, but Gunna is.
What? Gunna is a Thug clone.
Gunna's hotter than Thug right now.
No. Absolutely.
Hey, bro, I don't.
It's just because he hasn't started releasing music yet. The idea that Gunna is so popular as an artist is a fiction.
Bro.
He made a hit song, sure.
Bro.
And he's capable of making some nice little ditties.
Him and Thug dropped back-to-back weeks. Thug in jail keeping it gangster as a real nigga.
He hasn't dropped.
Hold on.
Wait,
he dropped it. Look,
Leftovers.
Gunna dropped the album as a rat. Thug dropped the album as sitting in the county jail being a real nigga. And Gunna outran him. Is what it is. Thug, I'm a Thug fan.
Thug could put the nail in Gunna's coffin right now.
No, he couldn't.
If he really comes out and speaks against, that is the power of Young Thug. There are almost no artists, because, all right, this is the difference.
You already spoke against him.
This is the difference between a Drake and a Young Thug. Young Thug is pure. There is no, in the public eye, everybody views
Young Thug is pure?
People do not view Young Thug as just an artist. They view him as like an angel that we've been lucky enough to share time on earth with.
You're weird as fuck.
I'm being serious.
Thug, my family, but I'm gonna keep it gangster with you.
He's that important to the culture.
People that view Thug in a dress that don't agree.
Young Thug made it acceptable for hood dudes to wear dresses.
I understand why Thug.
Sort of.
I understand why Thug does the dress thing, right? You know, I watch
the stick.
I watch his marketing thing, right? And that Thug put on the dress has nothing to do with his sexuality. I'm gonna let that be known right now. You know, he is who he is. He's
straight as an arrow.
Right, straight as an arrow.
Bad bitches.
It's a lot of different elements to Thug that people may not agree with. And I don't believe no rapper is on that level to where they can just take all that time off and bounce back, but a Eminem, but a Drake, right? And still do sufficient numbers. I really think and Beyonce, right? It's a handful, brother, that could just lay down right now in today's time and age and just bounce back when they want to.
I understand why you don't understand, but Young Thug is so crucial to where hip hop is at right now that to me, I have no fear about him being overlooked or ignored in any way once he makes his return.
I'll even roll the dice on J. Cole. He can, J. Cole and Future. They can lay down.
J. Cole is a rapper. Young Thug is like a deity in hip hop. And I'm not exaggerating.
A what?
A deity. He's like a god. He's like, he should have been in the Bible. Actually, that's how I know the Bible is no good, is because Young Thug wasn't in it.
That's Eminem.
No.
Yeah.
Because a huge swath of the public, myself included, have lost interest in Eminem over the years. That would never happen to a god.
Eminem, and I'm going to be real with you. When we talking about just making music, straight up making music, never delivering a whack project. Well, it could have been a whack project, but it wasn't a whack project like that, right? I have to also get that to the game.
No.
Bullshit.
You can't put the game in the same conversation as Young Thug.
Thug ain't achieved with the game with you.
And I understand that you are geriatric and that this might be difficult for you to comprehend, but Young Thug is so much more. I love the game, but he's a rapper. Young Thug is a deity. He's an angel.
A rapper.
A rapper.
And let me tell you something. When the West was dead, he brought it back.
And that was nice of him, and we all appreciate it.
The South ain't been dead. Thug came into something that was already alive. And I ain't taking nothing but Thug. But at the end of the day, it's some respect due. And I believe Lil Wayne could do it too. Weezy could come back, do it whenever he want to do it.
Young Thug's more important than Lil Wayne.
You dumb as a boxer.
I'm just saying. In terms of modern hip-hop right now.
Important, but you're not going to cut Lil Wayne like that,
I love Lil Wayne. But he is
Lil Wayne will never not be important.
He's important. Thug is more important. Thug is bigger than important. Important is like a 10 out of 1 through 10 on a scale of importance. He's an 11.
I believe NBA.
He's him and Chief Keef.
NBA Youngboy and 21 Savage.
Youngboy
is more of a conversation than that.
Youngboy is incredibly important. However, I don't think he's pure. He's too drug-addled.
What?
It's just too messy. Because you want to think about
What
Youngboy?
you talking about?
Youngboy is evil.
And what you think they consider Thug to be?
But we don't, not as hip-hop fans. But I'm saying, like, if you listen to Youngboy, there's a lot of
you
evil.
Listen to Thug music?
Oh, yeah.
Nephew talking some gangster shit.
Yeah, but the way it comes out, it sounds like the words of an angel. Yeah, well, yeah, okay. But that wasn't even a good one. The way it comes out. But nobody says that about jizz. What are you doing?
Yo, I had to do it because I wasn't supposed to do it.
All right.
Good transition point, right?
A good one, indeed. To what? To what?
Nah, because
gay
this is
now?
the day, right? Because we have to debate it. Thug's my guy, right? I'm anticipating some music from him. That was his manager called it right as we was talking. She's pissed off.
Why?
I don't know, man. I won't answer it. I'm telling her I'm in lie. She's pissed off. You talked to me before. But,
but did you say he had good pussy or something?
Who?
No,
No,
that
I
was
don't
last
think,
week.
No. She's just, because she's spoiled, whenever she call, I answer. That's this. But, it's hard debating Thug because I'm a Thug fan, right? I'm a Thug family member that's bro. But when you're saying certain things, when we're talking about the overall scope of hip hop, right? I can't let you just erase everybody with Thug.
There will be many people who disagree with me, but there's going to be a lot of people who know exactly what I'm talking about.
If Thug let New Year's catch him, his ass in trouble.
Why? He could chill. He doesn't even have to put on music. He could just do his little sneaky Instagram clips. Let T.I. come over, get a quick clip of you. He could take his sweet ass time.
People's gonna be,
Young Thug, or excuse me,
it ain't like they haven't been seeing Thug.
Chief Keef can go years without dropping music, and it doesn't do anything to affect what an icon he is.
Doug's not Chief Keef.
Yes, he is. He's in that conversation for sure.
In the conversation, but he's not Chief Keef.
That is arguable, potentially true, but I still feel like they both.
I don't take none from Doug.
They're both so important that it transcends music and space
Chief
and
Keef
time.
don't even try, and it just happens.
Exactly. When Thug gets in the booth and goes, and see how stupid it sounds when I do it? You don't have to try. His soul just seeps out into the microphone. Even when Young Thug gave the 22ster his first interview in 5 years back in merry old England, that was the work of an angel who knew that my soul as well was also pure.
Oh, so that's what it is.
No, that's
He
just one of
gave
many
you-
things.
I get it. That's what it
He
is.
knew I was a goat
No, listen.
long before my time.
I'm not saying Thug ain't one of our greats and will be one of our greats. I'm just saying there's some greater people who's been around a little longer than him, and he got some work to do. He's been gone 30 months. He has dropped music since he's been gone. He says it was dated.
His next project will be a modern classic. It'll be a 10 out of 10. I'm confident.
Yeah. I know the name of the project.
Really?
Yeah.
What is it?
Huh?
The Farter 6?
Nah, gunning for you.
Gunna for you?
Gunning for you.
Is that a Gunna reference?
Gunning for you.
I don't think you should do that. He's on very strict probation. I don't think you should put
What's
Gunna
wrong
in
with
the
gunning
title.
for you?
It sounds like violence. Sounds like
Huh?
somebody's going to get shot.
What you mean? Gunning for you, baby.
Well, if that ends up being true, then that'll be an impressive
No,
reveal right there.
I think his first single is gonna be called "Real Plea Deal." Real Plea Deal.
What's your favorite Young Thug lyric?
My favorite Young Thug song is "Lifestyle."
That's a good song.
It's my favorite.
Is there a lyric that stands out to you?
That's it.
You know what I love about Thug is that my YouTube algorithm has a mind of its own, but it always plays the Juice WRLD and Young Thug song. Will Smith and
Rest
Martin
in
Lawrence,
peace.
I'm a bad boy. Anyway,
Rest in peace, Juice. Man.
in that song, which is like one of his biggest songs or one of Juice's biggest songs, he says a line that is clearly about YF and Lucci, where he says, I shot at his mama and now he don't mention me. And the fact that he said that is such a sinister, evil, diabolical, gangster-ass line. And he says it on this like joyful-ass song, and I didn't even notice that he said that until the trial started and it was reported on. And that says a
Oh,
lot.
did they really say shout out to Mama?
Well, he allegedly had somebody else shoot up YF and Lucci's mom's house,
It's crazy.
which is not something an angel would do or condone. But even when he did that, he did it in the spirit of, okay, I can't justify that. Don't shoot up people's mom's houses. Anyway, there's so many.
Amina,
What's
I'm
she
sorry.
mad about? What's she mad about?
I don't know. She tried to get me on the phone. I don't know. I don't think I said anything. I don't know, man.
Okay.
You know, you're a bad influence, brother.
That is true. A lot of people have said that.
You know what I'm saying? You're a bad influence.
A lot of people would say I'm a bad boy.
Did they drop it? Didn't they catch this dude lying?
The Illinois State Supreme Court has overturned Jussie Smollett's conviction for lying about a hate crime. His case will be dismissed. We hold that a second prosecution under these circumstances is a due process violation and therefore reverse defendant's conviction. Listen,
He
Jussie,
lied.
I'm going to be real with you. Nobody gives a fuck. We've already indicted you in our mind.
You lied.
Everybody go follow at No Jumper LA. We're doing big things. But that being said, this has to be a technicality. We're not letting you off the hook.
No, you lied.
We know you lied.
We know you lied. You're a liar.
You lied.
And this is not going to get you apart. I didn't even forget. What is the series he played in?
Empire, right?
Empire.
Is Empire still on the air?
Only Empire we know about is Ghazi, San Francisco. Nah, it ain't been on the air in a couple years. 50 Cent then swooped in and took over that. That's over.
He did, huh?
That's over.
That's over.
Yeah, it's over. Where's the other little guy at?
Which guy?
The fake little brother. I don't even know where he's at.
I don't know. I did watch the first season of Empire back in the day, but by the time we got to the second season, I was like, okay, I don't care.
Somebody called and said, yo, man, he got a hit record. Is that right? I said, you better go put it on Empire. They said, what you mean, Empire? You trying to be funny? I said, no, Frisco, call Ghazi. Like, nobody's going to sign that dude. He couldn't get signed while the show was on.
You're saying Jussie Smollett had a hit record? His brother
was the rapper in Empire.
I never even heard of this fool until he pretended to get lynched.
Yeah,
I don't know how much you remember the details of it, but do you realize that? So his alleged story was that multiple white guys wearing MAGA hats ran down on him and attacked him for being black. It was like 5 degrees outside, which makes this a little bit more difficult to believe that anybody would be doing this. Also, the fact that like in downtown Chicago, where there's no
cameras everywhere,
no shortage of African Americans, this is the first time we've ever heard of anything like this happening in Chicago, right? But when he goes back to his apartment, calls the cops. When the cops show up, he's still wearing the noose around his neck that he allegedly had placed there by these white supremacists. Now, keep in mind,
automatically you're taking that off.
The guy, who in their right mind is not, even before you start to walk home, there's a rope around your neck. Yeah, I'm removing the thing that is a memory of the hate crime that was just attempted on me. Yeah. Anyway, for those who have short memory spans, attention spans, Vlad interviewed the 2 guys that Jussie Smollett hired to commit this hate crime on him. Guess what? They're big-ass buff black guys. They talked in detail about going and buying the rope. So the idea that he facilitated these dudes buying the rope, put it on his own neck to claim that he had a hate crime attempted on him, and then left it there like a chain until the cops got there, to me, that is such a mind-blowing, sinister proposal that he took part in this.
I know what it is. I think he thought he was on Empire. Those are the dudes?
Those are the dudes, yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I was actually surprised when Vlad interviewed these guys that it felt like nobody really cared that much. It wasn't that viral or anything.
No, that was a great, that was I got to listen to that.
I thought people should have cared more. Where are these interview clips? What the f? I just searched Vlad, Jussie Smollett, and nothing comes up.
I think he got caught up, with the fame he got, and then when it went away, he wanted it again.
Wait a minute. Vlad TV, Jussie Smollett. You're telling me? Oh, there it is. Abel and Ola.
Abel and Ola.
And they're wearing MAGA hats.
Shout out to my man Ola. Other side of the trenches.
Wow. Actually, you know what? This is funny, though, because Vlad one time interviewed these wrestler dudes, and one of the guys was wearing a MAGA hat, and I remember he blurred out the MAGA logo. But he did not do that to these dudes. Which,
They wore those to be funny?
No, I'm pretty sure they were just a little ahead of the curve with the whole Trump thing. To be fair, it doesn't really say MAGA. It says M Africa, like the continent of Africa, GA.
How did he get it dismissed? What did he pay him, $3,500?
Who? Oh, Jussie?
Yeah.
Well, no, they carried it out. Yeah, $3,500 for the full. Yeah. They detail him asking them to fake a hate crime.
Crazy, man.
It's just crazy to me that this was like the biggest story in the fucking world. And then by the time Vlad interviewed them, the full thing gets 17,000 views. Like, what? People have the shortest fucking attention spans.
I mean, it wasn't ugly enough.
But also, I watched this interview, and these guys are not exactly the best interview.
It wasn't ugly enough.
Nobody really cares about that.
The world likes ugly. They just don't want to be in it. They'll watch it all day long. You know what I'm saying? Like Blink Twice. You see that movie?
No.
Crazy.
Why?
Crazy. You should go check it out.
What happened? Give me a synopsis.
It's like an Epstein Island.
What?
Yes, you'll like it. It's a bunch of sick shit going on that you're not gonna. Yeah, he said he was gonna talk to. Yeah, he talked to him about some business. It's you should watch it.
Okay.
It's on. You can watch it at home. You're either gonna enjoy it. It's some sick shit, but you're not gonna realize it's sick shit until it's too late. And then when you realize it, you're gonna say, "Oh, that's why that happened." Whoa, you need to watch it.
So hard for me to watch a movie.
No, you gonna watch this one, brother.
My attention span's all fucked up.
You gonna watch this one.
You watch movies, really?
Yeah, I'm a movie watcher. I didn't like that movie, but I didn't know what it was about till it was too late. But I'm telling you, you and Lena will love that movie. I'm telling you, you're gonna come back and tell me, Wack, wife, you love the movie.
Let me ask you this. Through being a dad, how proficient did you get in styling your daughter's hair?
I got to about 7 years old. I would style it. I had to, the grease, and I would do the edges.
You would do it up until then, or when she turned 7 was about when
she
you
turned
started?
7, she told me, "No, I don't want you doing my hair anymore.
Really?
You know what you're doing." Shout out to Devin. Love you, baby.
My girl told me, if you want to make yourself useful in terms of getting her ready for school, learn to do a braid. So
I knew how to braid.
I watched a YouTube tutorial. I learned to do a braid for the first time.
I knew how to braid.
Now that I've done exactly one braid, I'm like, oh, okay, that was retarded. Like, why didn't I learn that before?
Yeah,
that was
but
pretty
yeah,
easy.
I had action till she was like 7, and then one day she just let me have it.
Really?
Straight up. Broke my heart.
Black girl hair's got to be a little more complicated.
No, my daughter's hair wasn't as coarse, right? But it was cool, and I enjoyed doing it. I thought I would get my daddy points, and one day she was just like, I came in there with my olive oil little grease and my brush, my comb. I said, "Come on, time to do your hair." She said, "No, you're not doing my hair no more." I said, "Why?" "Because you don't know what you're doing." And ran out and said, "Mommy!" And I heard the little feet. And it was over with.
I have an idea. We get a surrogate. We implant a egg, 2 eggs, an R&B egg and a Len of the Plug egg.
We already getting this.
And then we inseminate that, and the one surrogate will save money, can carry both of our children as twins.
I'm already getting a surrogate.
Well, but you're probably not doing the rest of the stuff that I specified.
What did you specify?
Me and you having one woman raise both of our children inside of her at the same time.
Well, here's the thing. My surrogate got to give me 5 years.
What's that mean?
After you got to stay with us.
Living in the house?
Yeah.
Why? What the is she going to do?
Help raise the child for the first 5 years.
You can't just get any old nanny?
No, hell no. But you know what?
What, you think that they form like a crazy connection from being in there, so she has to stick around for 5 years?
Well, I'm not going to do anything to jeopardize that body of R&B's. That's the right. And I was going to pay out. It was $500,000.
She doesn't, R&B doesn't already have kids?
Yeah.
She does, right? For back in the day?
I wouldn't go right now.
Okay.
We're not doing that. No.
I just think it's like very unrealistic for you to expect the surrogate to hang out that long.
Okay, well, I'll do it under one.
But I do relate to the fact that
the surrogate can still stay with us.
you're going to be very concerned about the surrogate's livelihood while you need to know. I need to drug test her.
Okay, well, here goes the thing. That's not a problem. Here goes the thing. We got to name the kids. I got the name.
What?
White chocolate.
You're going to name a black child white chocolate?
No, one white, one chocolate. Your child be named chocolate.
Oh, well, what about vanilla and chocolate?
Vanilla ice. That's too white, though.
There's already a rapper named that.
Yes, too ice. White chocolate. Your kid is chocolate. My kid is white.
What about like Clarissa and Shaniqua?
Too close to Blueface mama's name.
Like the whitest name ever and the blackest name ever would be pretty cool, right?
Hey, you know what? That's a question for Letter and R&B, though.
What?
The surrogate situation.
Well, we've been thinking about it as well.
So she doesn't want to carry the child anymore.
I think she actually wants to carry the child very, very much. It's just that at this stage in the game, it's kind of like, well, if I'm going to take all that time away from my career, am I really going to be able to come back? Maybe we get one kid out with the surrogate now, and then we're able to maybe have a natural child again after the fact. But it's just, we're busy. We got a lot going on. It would be great to be able to sneak another kid out without her having to stretch that belly out again,
Yeah, that's real. I would definitely, Linda's in her 30s.
33.
Yeah, I would definitely get a surrogate. But I think they charge like, what, 75 grand now, 50 grand?
Yeah, 80 grand.
80 grand.
When I looked it up, it's somewhere.
Yeah, get a
like
good
that.
one for 100.
Yeah. I tried to look up what the Kardashians paid because I was thinking maybe they get like the super premium surrogate, and it said like same Same price, roughly.
Yeah, but I got eggs already froze. You know, you freeze
No,
it.
is getting a surrogate like controversial? Are people gonna like judge us for that? I have no idea.
Well, definitely be chatter and conversation, but other people have done it. But here's the thing that people like want to ignore.
And why does Kim Kardashian do it?
When she didn't want to
Just to protect the body
and all that.
Yeah.
But think about it. When you get a surrogate, it's your semen, it's your woman's egg.
Yeah.
The surrogate's DNA is in there. People don't ever want to talk about it.
Really?
Brother, the umbilical cord is coming from her.
Okay.
All the food, the nutrients, the feed, blood, everything is coming from her. So it's you know.
So you think the kid is going to be like 49% me, 49% Lena, and then like 2% surrogate?
I
feel like scientifically that's probably not.
I think it's a 3 to 5%. We should do the research, bro.
I was thinking about Googling it right now, but it feels like a waste of time because I think there's no possible way.
The umbilical cord is coming from her, which is feeding the child. DNA, right?
Well, we know they get paid. Look, he just searched surrogate mothers get paid.
DNA
I knew
is
that,
involved
yeah.
in that.
Okay.
There's no way that surrogate mother has zero.
No, a surrogate mother is not genetically related to the baby she carries in gestonial surrogacy, the most common type of modern surrogacy.
That's cap. Now, Elon Musk got some robots.
He got 9 kids.
You seen them? The robots carrying the babies.
Most billionaires stop after a couple kids, which is interesting because you'd think that if you had all the money in the world, you might want to just create as many kids as possible, right?
Then again, brother, well, you only have one, so I think I'm gonna put it like this: if I can make 80 to 100 million next year and be on track to do double that the following year,
treat yourself to a baby.
Yeah,
I respect that.
We're going half on the baby, Lena.
No, I love the idea of stuffing that surrogate full of 2 kids.
Hey yo,
what if it turns into triplets? One of us gets twins, and
we would be that would be crazy.
It'd be too far, yeah.
For real, that would be the real plug talk.
Do you swear? Do you swear around the kids?
Who?
You.
I'm black.
So that's a black thing. You just swear on your kid.
Yeah, but I tell them they better not.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you something off camera. Okay, we'll end this. Talk about something off camera. Think it was a good episode, a feel good episode. Adam and Wack. It feels good. Click the like.
Good.
Click the like. Ride a bike.
So feel good to me.
Drop a comment. Don't vomit. It's the 22ster and the Rooster.
Stop rapping. Drop a comment.
Go listen to What Would Vaughn Do and Free Dirk. Might have something new dropping for y'all soon. And we out.
West up.